Well, welcome to Plum Crazy Stamping. It's time for Facebook Live. It's Wednesday night, 6 p.m. That's here in Middleton, Wisconsin. And it is April 19th, 2023. And I'm Traci Raether, the creative coach and founder of Plum Crazy Stamping. So glad to have you with me tonight. We're going to do something quick, fun, easy, ready to drop in the mail right away. We've been doing some pretty complex, lots of folding, lots of cutting, lots of a whole bunch of things for the last number of weeks. And I thought tonight it might be nice to just simplify and enjoy the stamp set and the dies that go along with it and make some simple cards so we can just do what we love to do, and that's get them in the mail, right? So I'm going to go ahead, put the camera down, and as you're joining me tonight, please sign in. Let me know where you're watching from, and use the comments if you have any questions or feedback for me. I'd really appreciate it. So just a minute here. I'm going to go upside down for just a moment. And we'll get a look at the desktop here, and I'm just going to update my computer so that I can see your comments. Now, if you join me or are joining me on the replay, please sign in and let me know if you have questions. I will look at the broadcast afterwards. And if I miss any of your comments during the broadcast, I will respond later. So let's see. Hi, Betty, all the way from over in Michigan. I think you're probably going to be getting some of the rain we've had. I'm looking at our mini catalog, which is good through the end of this month. It's less than 2 weeks away for us to get our new annual catalog. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you need a catalog, please don't hesitate to email me and request one. I'd be happy to provide you with one. And you would email me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. And let me know that you would like a catalog. And I just need your phone number, a good time to reach you, and your mailing address in order to get that catalog out in the mail to you. All right, so we're going to do conversation bubbles tonight. You know, I hemmed and hawed about whether or not I wanted to get this set. And now that I have it, I'm really glad that I did. I'm going to just, at the end, show you another way that you'll be able to use this set and not just for cards. So you won't want to miss that. Anyway, this is what we're going to be doing. It's page 39 in our mini catalog. And let's see, I'll show you that a little bit more up close. So we've got a number of sentiments. We also have open conversation bubbles that we could write in, and so you could make whatever sentiments, or you could put a sentiment from another stamp set in these conversation bubbles. You could also use your Stampin' Write markers and go around the edges of these stamps, because they are the red cling stamps, and just do the outline and then use any of these shapes to put your own sentiments in. So that's just a tip on how to get more out of this stamp set. I'm going to set that over to the side. And then all of those conversation bubbles can be cut out with our dies. And plus they have little heart dies in here too. And I am going to actually use those tonight. So let me just pop those out while I'm looking at it. And you know what I like is they're actually giving us more than one little set of two, so that we can do a couple, or actually four at the same time. All right, so as I was trying to think about what I wanted to do tonight, I decided to start with, designer series paper for my inspiration. Oh, great. I'm glad you got your catalog today, Dawn. Hi, Sue. Anyway, this is Dandy Designs. So this was free, available to get free during celebration. And when I saw the colors on this piece of paper, I decided that I was going to go with Calypso Coral. All right, and so then, like I've told you in the past, then I get out some Calypso Coral cardstock. The background of this designer series paper is basic white, so I got basic white. I've been playing here, so you can see I already have some of my stamped or die cut pieces already available. So as we continue to work on stuff tonight, I've got some options here. And then I've got some more paper that had the same colors in from the designer series set. And so I just decided to kind of keep my scraps here so that we have more opportunities to put things together. And I think that's kind of what I have. The other thing that I did is I decided to take a card front. I happen to have some cardstock cut the right size, so I put this through an embossing folder, thinking that would also be a very easy way to do this. And just make something quick, right? All right, so let's go ahead and start with card one. I'm not going to have to use my Pierce mat tonight because I don't have, they're not photopolymer tonight. These are the red rubber stamps, okay? So I'm just going to start first because I said the background was basic white. Most likely, if you have any cardstock, you probably have basic white, so I thought that's where we would start. Let me get my bone folder here. And go ahead and give that a good crease. So I've got my first card base. Then I did take another piece of the Calypso Coral and I ran it through the embossing folder to use just this linen look. And then I wanted to use a conversation bubble, so I decided to cut it out of here before I layered something so I could get more out of my cardstock, right? So I'm going to make that my card front, and I'm just going to be gluing that down onto here. And as I'm getting out my multi-purpose glue, I wanted to let you know, if you don't know, today is a free shipping day, which they decide early. They don't tell us until it's, I think we knew a day and a half before it happened that it was coming. And I just found out that this glue that I use all the time, my Tombow mono adhesive multi-purpose glue, is going to go from $4 to $5.50 in the new catalog. So that's on my free shipping order tonight. I got to still get that in. And there's another thing that I use a lot. The largest change in a price is clear envelopes. They're going to go from $6 to $10. So I also use clear envelopes when I do card swaps and things. So I'm going to need to get some of those. And then there are some other increases. Re-inkers are going to be going up $1. Cardstock is going to go up 75 cents a pack. Couple other things are around maybe $1. So if there's something you're interested in from the current catalog, the mini catalog, or even something being carried over, it's really a good idea to get it now so you can get it for less money and no shipping, which is an 11% savings. And as I think about that, Paper Pumpkin is also going to be going up $1 a month. So if you get it now, you get free shipping on it. Plus you get still get the price of the $23.50. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to email me. I just didn't want to forget to tell you. All right, so what I did is I took a small square. Now, I don't know if the size matters, but I'll go ahead and tell you what I did with this. Let's see here. This is 2 1/4 square, so this is probably 2 1/2 square is the white. And so I'm just going to layer these together. So this is just another, kind of the inside of how just layering designer series paper and cardstock can just really add to a card. Okay, I'm going to be popping that up on dimensionals after I do my stamping here. So let's see. Oh, I'm going to need a piece of white cardstock here. Let's get another one out, and I'm going to just be, I'm going to cut this one as if I'm making a card base, and I'm going to use the other side to be stamping on. So I've got another card base available if I need it, but now I've got just a half a sheet here to do some stamping. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get my thank you stamp here. That's already in a conversation bubble in my Calypso Coral ink pad. And just ink this up. The one thing, Calypso Coral and inking up on red rubber stamps, you really can't see it that well. All right, so let's do this right up here in the corner because I'm going to be cutting this out. All right, we've got our thank you. You know, I know I'm going to do a couple other die cuts too, so I think I'll stamp those at the same time. Okay, and then we can die cut them at the same time too. So I'm going to do the wow. Got to take it down here. We've got that one. Kind of off to the side, just cleaning off my stamps right away so I don't get ink on anything. And let's do hi. Okay, we've got that one. And let's see if I can get the just a note to stamp actually in this one I already have cut out. Yep, I think that'll work, so we'll use that. So, you know, whenever I'm doing my stamping and die cutting, if I can do a couple of additional ones because I've got room on my plate that I'm die cutting on or whatever, I do some extras. And then I keep them in different places to be able to use on cards. So, all right, we've got just a note done there. And, oh, I know, I did want to do one other one. I wanted to show you how to use this one that is actually hollow in the middle. And then I'm going to use another one of the stamps that doesn't have a conversation bubble. And it says, love ya. So I'm going to make that by doing the two-step, not really two-step stamping, but I'm going to stamp these right in a row so that I'm going to create my own bubble here. All right, so we've got that on. So you could stamp quite a few conversation bubbles, and I would gather some stamps together from other sets and go to town and make all kinds of sentiments you know, one of those days when you don't have anything else to do. If you're like me, I don't find those very often, but sometimes you got to make up a reason to just have some fun, right? Okay, so let's just put this in the middle of this, and we'll make our own conversation bubble there. Hi, Amy. Hi, Bonita. Okay, there. Now we've got all of these, and we're going to have to do a little die cutting. So I am going to I better shut the ink pad. All right, we've got that out of our way. Let's do this. I'm going to just use my small cut and emboss machine. So I'm cutting these so that they will fit on that smaller plate. Set that aside. I also want to do a couple of these hearts, and let's see if I can get them on this strip. All right. All right, let's get the machine in here. Get my card out of the way. I kind of thought it'd be fun to put a bunch of color on my desktop. I think it looks a little messy, but I guess we'll roll with it now. Okay, so I am going to make my sandwich when we have our cut and embossing machine. That's what we call it. I'm going to put down the cutting plate that I have been putting the die cut sharp side down on the bottom. And then I'm going to use a little washi tape here to hold down the dies around what I want to cut out, but I got to get a little lint on it so that it isn't so sticky. And I'm going to, I'll show you this right now with the machine where it is. I am just taping using the washi tape to hold the dies in place so that they won't slide when I put down the next plate. Let's see, I have to do, I think it's this one. Because I'm going to try to cut as many of these as I can at the same time. Okay, so I have my first two down with the washi tape. And then I'm going to put the other cutting plate on top. And then start rolling it through here. And that sound is normal. That is the die cutting machine doing its work, right? Okay, so then I'm going to just carefully take this out of here and peel off gently so I don't rip my sentiment here, and set that die aside. I have to get back a little bowl or something. You know the thing that your kid makes in grade school when they make a little round bowl or whatever? That would be perfect. I think my husband has it on his desk, and I think I need to get it on my desk to put all your dies as you're using them so you don't lose them. The other thing, as you cut these out, I want to show you that not only did I get the sentiment, then I got an open conversation bubble that actually has some texture on it. So you can use that as well. And the other one, I'm just going to set my washi tape here, has that same frame, but this one I have to poke out. It didn't come out by itself. There's two little holes on this die where I just use my take your pick tool and poke it out and try to grab this. But then I have another conversation bubble. So you're kind of cutting two in one. So this is kind of a cool design in this set of dies. All right, let me get right now. The other thing is, if you don't flip these when you're using them, they will curl up and become difficult to use or crack in half. So every time I put new dies in here, I just rotate my cutting plates so that they continue to work well for me. So now, oh, I'm going to put washi tape on these as well. So just more of our dies from this set. And we'll have all of our die cutting done then for tonight. I'm going to put this kind of up to the top because I would like to do these little hearts. But I may have to cut my piece of paper down a little bit to fit it on here. Now these, I don't think I'm going to have to, well, they're right on the edge. So you know what, if it were a bigger piece of cardstock, I would not use washi tape. Well, let me try it without. If it doesn't work, I won't use as many hearts. And now I've flipped this one over. And if you try to keep track of it, the number on one side is the right way. When you flip it, it's the other way. So I just kind of glance at that as I'm doing this back and forth. I mean, if you didn't do it every time, it would be fine. But I tried to do it equal amounts of time so that my plates last. All right, let me get this out of our way. And put my little heart dies over to the side here. And I've got my 4 hearts that did come out nice. So we'll just set these over here too. And then we'll get these off our plate. You know, another good thing when it's free shipping, it happens, it's started happening last year. Maybe we got it twice. I'm not sure if it was more, but if you want to buy a big machine, like the die cutting machine, or the trimmer, or any of those things, that's a good thing to buy when it's free shipping. Because those usually do not go on sale, and unless you host a party and can get one of those pieces of equipment, you know, for a good deal, the 11% discount is a very good deal. So, just something else to think about. All right, let's grab this, and this simply, I'm just going to put the thank you on here with glue. Yes, Dawn, that's why you flip the plates every time, is so that they don't get curved and either break or not work for you. All right, and I'm just going to glue this in the center. And then I'm going to put the dimensionals on the corners here. And one in the center. There, and if you were making thank you notes and you needed to make a bunch of them, this would be a very easy design to do in multiples and, you know, just do all your stamping. This would be a great reason to use the Stamparatus. So anyway, all right, first one done here. Let's set this off to the side and let's make another. So this one also has a white card base, and it is the 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So this is for a medium size envelope. So there is that one. And let's just go with, let's go with some bright colors, or, yeah, I'm going to stay with these colors. The yellow can be the accent color. And I'm going to glue that on the front. I'm going to let the designer series paper do the work. Sometimes they're so pretty. There's not a whole lot of other things that you need to do. All right. And then just put another color with this. You could put this in the middle to make it pop a little bit. So these strips, so many times I think we're tempted to throw them away. Don't throw them away. If you don't find a place for it on the card that you're doing that day, you will always find a place for it on another day. Or in the month of May, I'm going to be doing a class called Scrap-tacular. And I am going to show you a whole bunch of ways that you can use your scraps so we get everything out of the cardstock and the designer series paper that we buy. So I think it's in the second week of May, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be announcing that soon. But anyway, save your strips so that when you come to class, you'll be able to use them all and find a whole lot of ways to make more cards, but use the supplies that you have. All right, let's go ahead and just put this down a little bit, not in the center, but a little bit in the lower part. Now, you could find a flower. I know we have tons of flowers that match these flowers, and you could put flowers up here if you wanted to, big and in this color. Or what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to make this a little card that says hi. So I'm actually going to just put a little glue on here. And have it say hi. And you know what else is cute is? I didn't know where it is right now, but if you have a little bitty ladybug, you could put a little ladybug here. You could put a little frog here. You could put a little bird. Anything to say hi. So, another card done. Okay, let's go ahead now with our, I thought this time, Calypso Coral. Same size, regular medium size envelope card, the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this time I was looking at more of the patterns, and I decided to do a little crazier patterns together and just set that off. And I thought, wow, that is cheery. So I'm going to glue those together. You know, if you like the stars, you could do it this way. That's really pretty too. But I'm going to put the glue on the star part. So the thing is, just having all this stuff out on your workspace, it made it really easy for me to decide what I wanted to do as far as layers. And I was going to just kind of make it up while we were on live together. But as I was sitting here waiting for us to get started, I kind of saw these things come together because I think this would be very pretty on here too. So it doesn't take long to think about how these can go together when we use the designer series paper as an inspiration. And we use it, not hoard it. I don't know about you, but I am trying to turn over a new leaf and use my paper instead of saving it. I have paper from, I don't even want to tell you when, because, oh, I don't want to use that. It's so pretty. Well, now I haven't enjoyed it, you know. So trying to turn over a new leaf with that. And then this one, I think I like going down here. Well, to do something a little different, I'll put this one right in the center. So another one of those strips. And I find a lot of them are 4x4 because when I cut down my cardstock for card fronts, that's what happens. All right, and then I've got, here, I like this one, just a note. And I'm going to, because I have some layers on there already, I'm going to just glue this down. And then because of this one being the dark cardstock, I am going to put the insert in it. And since it says just a note, I'm going to leave this blank on the inside. So I'm literally going to write someone a note, a little short note instead of a letter. So I'm not going to put an internal sentiment. If I had a little flower stamp out here, I might put it there, but all right, there's the third card. Let me show you a couple of the other cards that I made before this, and then I'm going to show you the other thing that you could do with this conversation bubble set in just a minute here. But let's say someone made you a nice pan of brownies or some cookies. There's this nice stamp that says yum. And then you could write a little thank you in here for that. Here's the other embossing folder and using the thank you, but down here in the corner. And here's another one, just mixing some different colors again. And on here, I wanted to punch this out of the Calypso Coral, so I did some heat embossing with my white embossing powder. And that made that pop. So there's 6 cards, very quick once I had my embossing and stamping done. So if you do that, I think from that time it took me less than 10 minutes to make those 3 cards. So know that you could make this beautiful set. Would this be beautiful with a beautiful Calypso Coral ribbon wrapped around it and give to someone as a gift? Okay, so let me show you the other way that you could use this bubble set. A way I intend to is when I do my scrapbooking, I'm going to go ahead and use these conversation bubbles. Now I'll show you this picture. This is my husband and my son. And this was from 2009. He was 9 years old. He just turned 23 last week. But anyway, I love this picture. And so I'm not going to take the time to crop this, but what I would do is cut a little bit off here, a little bit off here. I would put it either on white or depending upon what color background I was doing on my page. And then, you know, you can put the little love you bubble up there. You know, we've got the hearts. I could put that on each of their shirts. I could put it right, you know, coming off the love ya. I could put a wow, isn't he cute on here. Anyway, with all of these and with your other sentiments, you'd really be able to make a whole bunch of, you know, captions for your scrapbook. And so I wanted to make sure I showed this to you because I think it's just a natural to go with your scrapbooking. So it kind of got me excited to do a little scrapbooking. This is when we were in Door County. It's one of our favorite places to go. It's lots of water, lots of hiking, and I do a lot of photography there. And actually, these two are smiling at me after a seagull pooped on my head. And my husband helped me get the poop out of my head, my hair, because we were going to watch the sunset and it was starting to go down and I didn't want to lose my place on the pier. So, little story. I still loved them, even though they thought it was very funny that the seagull pooped on my head. So, with that, I'll leave that image with your mind. Bonita, the pack of paper that I used was called Dandy Designs, and it was actually a celebration free item. So it may or may not be available like on eBay, or you can go on some of the Stampin' Up! Sites where they actually have product and somebody might have an extra pack that they're willing to sell you. Unfortunately, I only got one pack. I do not have any more of it. So thank you for asking the question. Any other feedback, please don't hesitate to ask. And let's see. I'm only seeing part of what you're seeing because I was looking down at the comments. Oh, you do have it. Awesome. Yeah, this is just one of the colors that are in there, the color family of it. Okay, so let me go ahead and flip this up so that I can thank you for joining me tonight. I hope this inspired you a bit. Know that this will be, oh geez, I wish I knew if it was in the new catalog. I will have to double check, and I will put a note here on this post whether or not this is going to be available in the new catalog. But you know, this catalog is going to be expiring by May 1st is the last day that we'll be able to order from it. But anyway, thanks again for joining me tonight. I plan to be with you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. And I'm trying to think, either next week or the following week, I'll be doing a paper pumpkin workshop on Monday. Just watch my Facebook page for announcements. And if you like what you saw tonight, please give me a thumbs up. And I would really appreciate you sharing this video with your family and friends. And have a great week and happy stamping, friends. Bye-bye now.